remember how many times we used to try and trick you? You were the worst on that, getting me in trouble.
Why am I always the bad influence?
It shows what great parents you are, where you didn't say, well, we'll let Jonathan off the hook because he was bad.
I disagree. We have a new show that is unlike anything we've ever done in the past and is a nod to growing up on a ranch, which I do miss, by the way, because I think growing up on a ranch, it was a lifestyle and it instilled values in us that are so important and made us who we are today. So I thought it would be a fun little journey for us to go back in time and look through some old photos. These are photos that you didn't know we were taking of you over the last 20 years, so a bit of a surprise.
Did you want to reminisce about the free labor we gave them for many, many years on the ranch?
Don't forget the free room and board.
He keeps track. Before we built the ranch and lived on the ranch, we had a few other houses. We grew up in this little rancher.
5 acres, it was backed on to the national park, so behind us there were hundreds of miles of forest. And the horse trail that went up into the national park came through our property. So it was always great. We could go straight from here, hop on the horses, and go right up into the mountains.
Yeah.
When was the very first time we were on a horse?
You were on a horse before you were born?
Yeah, well, I remember, you know.
That's why you looked the way you did, in mom's belly.
Right, that was the dent on the side of my head. No, what was the actual, after we were born, what was the first time you remember? Was it you holding us on the saddle?
Yes, for sure.
So was it when we were 1 or not even?
No, I had you up before you were 1 year old. Yeah.
We were not cowboys, we were cow babies.
Cow babies.
2018, you remember we went back up into the Rockies?
Yes.
But it was amazing because you said you wanted to get one last ride out there, and no technology, no phones working, nothing.
You guys might not actually know, so that pack trip we did up into the Rockies was immediately after I met Zooey, because we had done carpool karaoke.
That's right.
Yeah.
So we started talking every day and we hit it off. And then I went up into the mountains for 3 days and she thought I ghosted her.
Oh.
So she's thinking this jerk, you know, he's not returning my message or anything. But she had told me about this Canadian folk song that she really loved. And so I did a selfie video on horseback atop the Rocky Mountains. And the very first text I sent when I came down to where there's cell service was I texted her that video.
What was the song?
4 Strong Winds.
Oh,
Ian and
Oh,
Sylvia.
yeah.
Yes.
Dad used to play it all the time on the guitar.
And Ian Tyson, who wrote that, was one of the ranchers that was close by us.
yeah, one of your
and
neighbors.
actually, he was a client of mine at work. And yeah.
4 strong winds that blow lonely,
7
seas that run high.
Mischief and milestones, from switching outfits to fool our friends to clinching our first big win. This is a look back at all of those mischief and milestone moments.
Do you remember how many times we used to try and trick you by swapping outfits?
Yeah.
As teenagers, you're trying to trick each other with dating.
And girlfriends.
That was you were the worst on that, getting me in trouble.
Why am I always the bad influence?
Well, the thing was, you were doing it with another set of twins. And so we said, well, what if they're doing it with you?
Yeah,
That's right.
When we were dating Jackie and Jenny, like, wait, are you with me? Or are you with who is with who? Because they look more like than we did.
Too confusing.
Yes.
I'm simple enough as it is. So I do remember something from the bedroom window very specifically. I got in trouble, which
Happened all the time.
it's crazy, it never happened. It just so happened that, remember a windstorm knocked a tree over the power lines.
Yeah.
The fire department came, big fire truck out front. Drew got to go up on the fire truck. The firefighter
Wear
was
the
showing him
hat.
a good time. I was grounded.
What was it you had done? Like, do you remember that? Or you just remember not being able to join me?
I think I talked back or something. I don't remember what it
I
was.
just remember being in the fire truck with the hat on and all the firemen around me giving me a good time. You had brought them like sandwiches and drinks, and I remember seeing your face up in the, like, stewing up in the window.
Oh, I was like crying because I want to come out, and you're like, you were like, best day ever.
Yeah.
Well, the thing was, they couldn't do anything until the power was shut off. And so they were all just kind of hanging around outside.
I remember you were feeding them and stuff.
Yeah,
like
we
that.
said, well, you might as well come in the house and sit in here. So they all piled in the house, and the rest is history.
It shows what great parents you are, sticking to your decisions, where you didn't say, well, we'll let Jonathan off the hook because he was bad, but you know.
I disagree.
Traditions and values, from singing Christmas carols to riding horses, all of these moments really shaped our family values.
What would you say was our priority, Halloween or Christmas as our favorite holiday?
they were both pretty special.
What were the best costumes that you remember making for us? Because you made all of our costumes.
Robot with arms that shoot.
Yeah. Muscle, I was the muscle guy where you made me the big padded chest and
Oh, you
biceps.
were everything under the sun.
But as big as we would go for Halloween, we always went big for Christmas because I remember the one thing that none of our friends ever did that we did was carol to our neighbors.
We still go caroling Christmas Eve, yeah.
Each house we would go to, they would come with us, and by the end, it's like what you see in like a Hallmark movie. By the end, we have like 40 of us singing.
Yeah.
My favorite time of the year, though, is when we would start playing the Bing Crosby Christmas album, and that was officially Christmas.
Wasn't that July?
Yeah, we would start playing it. Usually about 10 months before Christmas.
Yeah, that's right.
For Bing Crosby, what's the
White
ultimate
Christmas?
White Christmas. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas.
That was the
Flat
we didn't
snowman.
have enough snow that year to make snowmen. We couldn't roll them, so we flat packed a snowman. So that guy, if you looked from the side, he was only
That's
like
right.
this thick.
But he looks good.
He looks good.
He slimmed down. I remember one time, though, when you guys tried to get me to open a present on Christmas Eve, and I have never in my life, to that point, ever done that. Nope, wasn't going to do it. And
You have to. You have to.
I don't know what you did to convince me, but anyway,
There she
that's
is
where
right there,
Brandy
the
came
Christmas
from
Eve present,
with a
Brandy.
big bow.
Pivotal moments. I want you to ride through the moments that steered our future.
When I think back to our childhood, the two big things that stand out to me were the horses and karate.
Yeah.
Because that took up a lot of our time.
Yeah.
In fact, I didn't even play basketball in high school. I didn't play until our 12th grade. We played basketball, right? So we didn't do a lot of club sports. We just did karate. And
But Mom, you were well protected. 4 black belts in the house.
Well, you at some point convinced me to take karate, and so I did, and I learned how to say up to 28 in Japanese. And
let's hear it.
did you hear it?
Each knee, san, shi, go, roku, shichi, hachi, ku, ju, ju,
Yeah. I remember we learned to drive in your truck on the ranch.
Yeah.
And so we were just going around the property before we had license. We were probably, 13 or 14?
Yeah.
On a ranch, you have to drive.
I remember Daniel in that car.
The Datsun,
He just
yeah.
went, yeah. And he couldn't back up. You had to keep going.
Yeah, you gotta go straight. I remember actually that was one of your secret superpowers. Nobody could back up that large, was an 8 or 10 horse trailer.
Yeah.
But you did it like there was nothing on the back of the truck. You were so good at backing that up.
I still have my little Snoopy doll.
Yeah.
Because it's so funny because today kids have so many stuffed animals and everything, but I only had essentially 2, but I had one of them. But I still have Teddy and I still have Snoopy, and they're in my drawer.
I have
Little Teddy. He has big Teddy.
Yeah, I have Big Teddy, which isn't that big. It's this, and then I also have Chicky. Chicky. Piper was playing with Chicky this morning.
So cute.
You guys have a fantastic work ethic to this day, and it all started with this business,
Yeah, Jam Enterprise.
Jam
Do
Enterprises.
you remember where we got the idea for this?
Well, you came up with an idea yourself. You know, I think that you had probably seen something like that somewhere.
It was at the church craft fair. We were at the church
Was
craft
it?
fair, yeah.
Yeah, they were
St.
making them.
Andrews.
Somebody made them there. Yeah.
St. Andrews,
There you
and
Yeah.
somebody had these, and we're like, we could do this.
And you
so
were right.
you bought us the nylon. It used to come in like balls like this.
Yeah.
And then we would get the hangers for pennies, and we would sell them for $1.25 a piece.
Do you remember we were like, oh, now we've got the nice looking ones, but now let's go themed. We can do Christmas themed
that's
with
right,
like black,
yeah.
or Halloween with black and orange, Christmas with red and green.
Yeah.
Oh, you got
You
fancy,
were
all right.
entrepreneurs in the making before you had your first business.
I think a bit of it is because of being ingrained with the Cowboy Code. What's the most integral part of the Cowboy Code to you?
They were good rules, you know.
These are like the commandments of a cowboy.
Yeah, the Cowboy Commandments.
Who has that? Have we got it?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we have one somewhere.
Well, I was thinking you could take a picture of that and
Well,
put that into
magically, you will show it on screen right now. Well, it's like Dad would say when we were younger, like, you never step on someone to achieve your goals. Like, these are all things that are rooted in the Cowboy Code. You know, you always work hard, live your life with integrity.
Yeah, that's right.
That's how we've always
The
lived.
rules, yeah.
Was ranch life everything you dreamed it would be?
Oh yeah, it was at first. You know, it was exciting, And a lot of hard work, but I really liked it, yeah.
When you used to watch cowboy movies as a kid, before you worked your way over on the ship to become a cowboy, what you saw on TV and the glam of the movies, was it what the real life was?
Not quite, no, but there was certain glamour to it.
I will say, as a cowboy up in the Rockies, though, you had the best office. Because when you go to work, you've got the beautiful view.
Oh yeah, that was good. That was the best time.
But you got to think too is, I mean, one of the reasons it's great being a cowboy is all the gals love cowboys. They're like a man in his hat and chaps, works her way all the way across the country to come and look at those cowboys up in the Rockies.
I'm not kidding you. In high school, my girlfriend and I, for 4 years of high school, in our heads, lived the cowboy life. And we actually, that was what we did. As soon as we got out of school, then we immediately had a holiday in Alberta, and that was the start of the whole thing. Thinking about you guys when you were young, you know, you always have this bond between each other. And I can remember lying in bed, and I was always a heavy-duty sleeper. But anyway, when we came to you guys, lying in bed, and I'd hear the light switch go on. And I'd be out of bed. You were out of your cribs, and you were sitting in the corner like you were doing something really evil.
Plotting our future.
Yeah, as babies. And you were always together, always putting your heads together, always thinking, what can we do next, you know, as you got a little bit older. And you were so creative, like we used Scott diapers. And so we'd get these huge boxes, and you guys would make mountains out of molehills. You'd make
houses.
You know, we should have royalties.
Houses, apartments, or whatever, you know, or playhouses. It was fantastic.
Oh, I thought you were talking about our poops were so big that we would make. You're talking, we would take the box. Yeah, I remember that. Even as kids, we'd take all the boxes from everything that you would buy, and we would create little cities out of them.
Oh yeah.
Of all the businesses or the ventures that we created, even as kids, were there any of them where you're like, you're not, this will never work?
No, I thought they were all fantastic, and whatever ideas you came up with, we were all for it, and we'd all pitch right in there and help.
You did look at some of our investment properties, and you're like, you've lost your mind.
Oh no, that's a different thing.
I think that's the allure for city people who want to live that ranch lifestyle or the farm lifestyle, is they want to get out of the city where you just have some breathing room. Things do feel a little simpler, because I even remember when we lived in the small town where the ranch was, not as many people. When you passed somebody, you always said hello, and you know, everything. In the city, you pass so many people that you kind of start to become numb to it, so you just recede a little bit. But the Cowboy Code is there's something beautiful about it. What I don't think a lot of people who leave the city to go live that lifestyle realize is there's also a lot more work out there because you're doing it yourself.
They get drawn in by the beautiful mountainscapes, and they think, oh, like that, sit back and relax and enjoy the view, not realizing how much work there is to keep up a ranch.
You want cattle? You're calving. You want chickens? You're out there every day collecting eggs and working and feeding, and
Yeah.
But would you give that life up?
No.
No, it's a good life.
It is. We have so many
Doesn't fit
fantastic
everybody, no, but
No.
it is a good life. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think people should just jump into it. I'm selling my condo and I'm moving to the country. You got to go there and try it. And
Dip the toe in, yeah.
I mean, even if you go on a pack trip or you stay at a dude ranch, it's still not quite the same as actually having a ranch and living on it, and you are totally responsible for everything that goes, like daily fencing.
Well, why don't we do this? Anybody out there who wants to try the ranch life, we'll just call some of our ranch friends. You can go work for them for free for a month and feel it out.
That is one thing I do love about where we live here, is when Zooey and I decided that we were going to get a place and we started looking, I said it has to be an acreage, and she's like, we're never gonna find it, you know, where we want it to be, and sure enough we found one, and it is zoned to have horses.
Is it?
Even though we don't have horses.
Will you?
It is zoned to have horses.
You would?
No.
I think we need to do this last part in our country voice.
I got you. It's better in the morning because my voice is lower.
Check out Chasing the West with Jonathan and Drew. Partner.